What if you could seriously slow down the aging process? I mean, what if for the first generation that might not have to get old and sick in the same way? It's a huge idea, and the protocol we're breaking down today says the entire journey starts with something really simple. What's on your plate? This right here, this is the one single role that the entire system is built on. It's not about starving yourself or counting every little thing. It's about a shift in mindset, making sure that every single thing you eat is actively working for you, fighting to make you healthier and live longer. And that's really the question, isn't it? What if your food wasn't just food, but was a piece of technology engineered specifically for a longer, healthier life? That's what we're digging into. This isn't just a list of recipes. It's a whole system. We're going to look at the science, the cooking tricks, and of course, the actual meals. Okay, so let's start with the big idea, the core philosophy behind all of this. And look, this isn't about restriction in the way we usually think about it. It's a complete change in how you see food, from just being fuel to being a powerful tool you can use to optimize your own biology. So for a meal to even make the cut, it has to pass three really strict tests. First, the ingredients have to be the absolute best of the best. We're talking foods with real scientific evidence behind their anti-aging benefits. Second, the meal has to fit into a very specific daily plan for fats, carbs, and protein. And third, all the bad stuff is out. No harmful additives, no sneaky sugars, and absolutely nothing fried, period. And here's that plan I was talking about. The target is 40% of your calories from healthy fats, 35% from complex carbs, and 25% from protein. Now, this isn't some random number pulled out of a hat. According to the research, this specific balance is designed to give you steady energy and help your body repair itself, which is a big shift away from the carb-heavy diets a lot of us grew up on. All right, so we've got the what. We know the ingredients, but it turns out the how. How you actually prepare the food is just as important. In some cases, it might be even more critical than the ingredients themselves. Now, here's something most of us probably never even think about: our pans. This protocol is super strict about it. Only stainless steel or ceramic. Why? Well, those common non-stick pans can release chemicals called PFAS. You know, forever chemicals, especially at high heat. And those things are linked to messing with your metabolism and your hormones. So the pan you cook in is basically part of the meal. Let's talk about a real superstar compound, sulforaphane. It's found in veggies like broccoli and cauliflower, and the research says it's an incredibly powerful anti-cancer compound. But here's the catch. It's not just there waiting for you. You actually have to unlock it first. And the way you unlock it is this really simple trick called the 40-minute rule. See, when you chop up broccoli or cauliflower, an enzyme inside gets activated. If you just let those chopped veggies sit on your cutting board for about 40 minutes before you cook them, that enzyme goes to work and creates a ton of sulforaphane. If you cook them right away, the heat destroys the enzyme. It's a simple, free health upgrade. All right, enough with the theory. Let's see how this all comes together in an actual meal. First up, we've got a foundational recipe from the meal plan, a super nutrient-dense, and really delicious sweet potato curry. So here's the game plan. You start by building that flavor base with things like onion and garlic, and you use avocado oil because it can handle high heat without breaking down into harmful stuff. Then in go your main veggies, including that broccoli that's been resting, your key spices, and you let it simmer. You finish it off with fresh stuff right at the end and serve it over quinoa, which gives you that complete protein. And hey, you might have noticed we're using sweet potatoes, not regular ones. There's a very specific reason for that. It all comes down to one word: fiber. That extra fiber slows down how quickly your body absorbs the sugar, so you avoid those big energy spikes and crashes, and you stay full for way longer. Here's another little detail that's actually a huge deal. You never, ever use turmeric without black pepper. Think of it like this. The stuff in black pepper, piperine, is like a key that unlocks turmeric's anti-inflammatory power. It boosts your body's ability to absorb the good stuff from the turmeric by a massive amount. They're a team. You can't separate them. Okay, next up, a meal you can drink. But don't get it twisted. This is not a snack. This power smoothie is designed to be a complete meal, absolutely packed with fiber, and it's perfect for when you're in a hurry. First, we've got to clear something really important up. Smoothies are not the same as juice, not even close. When you juice something, you strip out all the fiber, and you're left with basically sugar water. But with a smoothie, you're blending the entire fruit or vegetable, so you keep all that amazing fiber, which is crucial for slowing down sugar absorption and feeding all the good bacteria in your gut. And just like everything else in the system, every ingredient in this smoothie has a specific job to do. You've got pomegranates for blood flow, dark cherries for their natural melatonin to help you sleep better, hemp seeds for a huge hit of protein and healthy fats, and spinach to load up on nutrients without any extra sugar. And for our final recipe, we've got the ultimate veggie bowl. This is the kind of meal that's just deeply satisfying. It's built on a foundation of roasted veggies, protein-rich legumes, and a dressing that works just as hard as everything else in the bowl. And let's just talk about those legumes for a second. Things like the lentils in this bowl. The data cited in the source material is, well, it's kind of staggering. Just eating 10 grams of fiber from legumes every day is linked to a 32% lower risk of colon cancer. That is a massive return for such a small, simple change. And get this, even the salad dressing is optimized for longevity. The protocol calls for a very specific type of high polyphenol olive oil. This isn't just about taste. This stuff is a functional ingredient chosen because it's been shown to raise your HDL, your good cholesterol, making it a seriously powerful tool for heart health. So we've gone through the philosophy, the cooking techniques, and the recipes themselves, but how do you actually make this work in your day-to-day life? Let's get into some of those practical questions. This is probably the number one question that comes up with a plan this detailed. I mean, do you really have to be this precise? Does waiting 40 minutes for your broccoli and using a specific kind of oil really make that big of a difference? And the answer from the material is a very clear and simple yes. The precision is the whole point. This isn't about just eating a little healthier. This is about taking an engineering approach to your food where every single variable is controlled to get the absolute best data-driven result. So with all these details and all these rules, if you were to walk away with just one single thing, what should it be? It's this simple idea: make every calorie count. The whole foundation of approach is just asking one question before you eat something. Is this food actively fighting for my health? Is it earning its place in my body? So to wrap it all up in 3 easy steps. First, you adopt the mindset that every calorie has to have a purpose. Second, you master the little principles like using the right pans and the chop and wait trick. And third, you build your meals around these incredibly nutrient-dense powerhouse whole foods. When you think about it this way, eating stops being a chore and starts being a daily investment in the person you're going to be in 10, 20, or 50 years. So it leaves you with a really powerful question. How are you going to invest in your future? One bite at a time. Of course, it's super important to remember that this explainer is for informational purposes. You should always talk with a healthcare professional before making any significant changes to your diet. Hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, we'd really appreciate your support. We'll be back soon with another deep dive.